Have you ever felt like you're giving everyone else your best, but saving nothing for yourself? Like you're the hero in everyone's story, but a ghost in your own? What if the key to unlocking true joy isn't about saying yes to more demands, but finally saying yes to you? If this resonates with you, you're in the right place. I'm Dr. Phyllis, and welcome to the Own Your Yes podcast. Today is episode 95, and today's topic is joy unlocked, saying yes to you. As I've shared with you over the past weeks, I have been waist deep in caregiving duties, junior matriarch duties, balancing my own household duties, and just life in general. And it has been crazy. So, yesterday morning, I was going for my hair appointment, and I admit it, I'm not ashamed of it. I was going to get my hair colored. I have worn my hair a lot of different ways. There was a time that I wore it salt and pepper, more salt, more pepper. And so I'm in a stage right now that by choice, I don't feel pressured. I feel comfortable either way. I just like the pepper look. I just like to have my hair all black. I like it. I feel like it makes me look like I have more energy, like I've slept better than maybe I have, and I like it. And that is powerful in itself. So yesterday morning, I got up to get ready to go to my hair coloring appointment, and I had been putting it off because of caregiving responsibilities. And so I scheduled it for yesterday, and I was getting ready. And many times on previous weekends, I just do my regular skincare routine. I make sure I put my tinted sunscreen on, but otherwise, that's it. But yesterday, I decided, you know what? I'm going to go put my little makeup on. I'm going to put my eyeshadow on, and I'm going to put my eyeliner on and my lipstick. I don't do the heavy makeup like I used to years ago. I like the more natural look because I want to embrace who I am, all of my features. Life is just too short to be caught up. Yet I wanted to show up yesterday in life, in my day, looking the way I wanted to. I'm fine not wearing makeup, but I wanted to wear makeup. And like I said, sis, I did it for me. And there would have been a time in the past that I'd be worried about who I'd run into if I didn't have makeup. I don't worry anymore. But this was about me. And I also realized that with all the craziness going on, just like I shared with you when I had my retirement from full-time medical practice a couple months ago, I have learned to create moments. I talked a little bit about this last week, is I knew that since I was able to carve out the time in the past for my retirement day, I allowed myself to separate a little bit from all the background craziness of life and enjoy that moment to the fullest. Same thing yesterday. It's been a crazy time. And so I decided, hey, I'm putting my makeup on, I'm going to get my hair done, and it's all about my moment because I knew the rest of life was still going to be there when I got done. But I wasn't going to do what I did years ago, worrying about what was going to happen after the appointment or what was going on while I was at the appointment. I was in the moment. So I got my makeup on. I prepped my energy to be calm and collected. I was not stressing because after you go through things in life, you realize that you just get to a point where all that stressing and running, we do enough of that as it is. So we have to create moments when, you know what? I'm not going there. I'm going to be calm. I'm going to let this energize me. So I went into the salon and, sat down, and it's one of those places where there's several of us sitting to get our hair colored. And they were saying, "Oh, we're sorry we're running behind." I'm like, "No problem." Because sis, that was my moment. If the worst thing I had to deal with was waiting a couple minutes, hey, fine. And my colorist was phenomenal. She just was so kind. And she was asking me questions at every step of the way. Did I like the color? Did I want her to do this? Did I want her to do that? Oh my gosh. I enjoyed the moment. I just allowed myself to receive the services because, we as high achieving Christian women, we're always trying to pour into others, and it can be very difficult for us to receive it. It feels weird, but I received it. Then I went on to the technician who washed my hair and conditioned it. She was wonderful. They massage your temple, your scalp, and she was so gentle because those of you who have seen my picture, I wear locks. And so I recently had them retested several weeks ago. So you wash, but you gotta know how to maneuver so you're not just attacking them any kind of way. And understand this was a salon that had women of all different backgrounds, all different hairstyles, types of hair. But in that moment, it was so soothing. She catered to me. Even she was saying, "Oh, ma'am," because she splashed some water. And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "Girl, don't even worry about it. At least I don't have to wash my hair." Because I just felt so blessed to have the ability to go and I didn't have to do it. I've colored my hair in the past myself and I could wash my hair, but coloring's a different thing because you're going to miss some parts of your hair trying to do it yourself. So I feel I don't do it often, but it's such a blessing to go and just receive. Let someone do that service. I enjoy that moment. It's taken care of in a much better way than I can do it. And just for that, head massage, hair colored, and I received what they had to offer. And it was such a blessing because it doesn't take a lot, sis. It doesn't take a lot. And what I've learned and what I want to share with you, the main point is that joy can come through those micro pivots, those small wins. As I told the technician, additional thing I told her, she was like, "Oh, well, do you have something planned fun to do this weekend?" And when I stopped and thought, I said, I have in my mind, I got a whole lot more. Once I leave the salon, it's like back into life and back into my roles and responsibilities. But what I told her was, this is my joy. This is my moment. I'm not worried about what I'm doing the rest of the weekend. I'm here in this moment. So this is my joy moment. And that's what I told her. I said, this is it. This is what I have planned fun for me. And sis, again, what I want to share with you is often we get derailed or don't do anything, get stifled, stuck, waiting for some big event or moment. Or we're waiting for someone to give us permission or to say, oh, you deserve to go do this. Take a moment to do that. Because you and I both know often we'll say, oh, no, I don't need that. I'm good. I don't need a break. Because deep down, we feel like to admit that we need a break is a shortcoming on us, on our definition, our narrative of resilience. But sis, as often is said, you cannot pour into others or pour into your purpose, your calling from an empty cup. Just like in Matthew, the book of Matthew 22:39 talks about love your neighbor as yourself. If you don't love yourself, if you don't have joy, if you don't say yes to yourself, how can you truly love other people? It says it in the Bible. We forget about that. And it doesn't have to be this huge event. So I want you to know that you have to unlock joy by saying yes to yourself, by making yourself a priority. God wants you to do it. Because also in those moments that you say yes to yourself and you create these moments of joy, renewal, refreshing yourself, it's also where you meet God. It's where you can calm your mind and connect with God. One of the roadmaps that I follow is it's like 4 steps that I do when I am creating these moments. And as I said, I am a supporter of these smaller moments that you can do. And you can, I love a good acronym. I love it. It's a way to remember. And this one is spelled self, S-E-L-F. The S is for silencing your inner critic because we are our own critic on why we don't deserve to do something or why we don't have time to do something. The E is Embrace your needs. It is okay for you to have needs. You're a human being, not a human doing. You are a human being. You are not a human doing. God created you with needs, desires. Embrace them. Embrace what you need to refresh and to renew yourself. Micro wins, micro resets. L, look for joy. And as I mentioned, look for joy again in those small things. Look for joy in what drives you, what makes you feel alive. Look within yourself. What makes you feel alive? And like you are not caught up in everything going on. The F is follow through. Doesn't he say that again? Follow through. We follow through, we will stress out, we will not sleep, we will run ourselves ragged for everybody else. But then when it comes to ourselves, we drop the ball. We find a way to talk ourselves out of it being important. But follow through, sis. Self. Silence your inner critic, embrace your needs, look for joy within yourself. What is it that brings you joy? And follow through. So, what I want you to do, sis, what all this means for today and this week is for you to say yes to you. You have to do it. Nobody else is going to do it for you. And even when you, like someone says, oh, I'm going to pay for you to get away and all this, that's great. If you do it, wonderful. But until you within yourself own it to say, I need this to keep myself renewed, filled, refreshed, connected to who I am, connected to God, until you do that, you're just like, you just won't be in the moment. You'll be continually looking for this big thing and it won't fill you. You have to take ownership and say, I need to do this. And that's what I want you to do. You have to say yes to you. So this week, I want you to identify at least one small activity that if you did every week, now I would love if you do it even more often than that, but at least once a week, one smaller activity that you did once a week that you would feel you would have a moment of joy. If it's going to get your hair done, if it's going to get your eyebrows done, if it's going to uh, a special exercise class, or if it's walking, if it's getting outside, if it's reading a book, if it's playing a sport, if it's allowing yourself to take that bubble bath and you lock yourself in the bathroom and you're not worried about who needs to ask you a question. You put some candles safely in the bathroom, or set the lighting or some music, or if it's going to the beach, if you live near the beach, or taking yourself to dinner or lunch or breakfast, if it's going to have coffee, find at least one activity that you can do each week that allows you to feel alive, allows you to feel that you are more than your roles and responsibilities, in which you are saying yes to you. I love you, sis. And I look forward to our time together every week. And I hope if this episode has been helpful to you, that you will share it. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. I would love to get your review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you can leave a review. I would love to hear from you and to see how this episode is positively impacting your life. Again, I love you. And always remember, it's never too late to own your yes. I'll see you next week. Bye now.